Alright, this is a Plat 4 D.Va on Gibraltar. Let's see what this Plat 4 can do. Right here, I would focus right because it seems like the enemies are trying to attack your allies. Right now, yeah, just focus. I would focus where my teammates are and make sure that no one's on them. You don't really want to go for JQ in this moment. You want to go for a Mercy because JQ is practically unkillable with that support. Yeah, this is... You don't want to heavy focus on tank. In fact, actually, in this moment, I wouldn't focus on the tank at all. Since you're D.Va, these are literally free kills for you. Yeah, like right now, it is basically aim training. Right now, I wouldn't really use micro missiles at a distance, because then you might need them in a second to dive somebody. I like that focus, and right now Junker Queen can dive, so it's okay. Whenever they have no supports around, even if they're alive, as long as the supports are not in the area, you can focus the tank, and sometimes it is better to do so. But for the most part, you don't really want to focus the tank, especially if they're getting pocketed. Like right now, Mei is practically unkillable because she has a Mercy pocket. I would have ulted here. I would not have ulted here because they, what's it called? You already lost like almost all your teammates, so it was already an unwinnable fight. Should have saved it for the next fight. Now that Moira used Fade, she got back to her team. Mei's a free kill. Nice. Moira used Fade. That's a free kill. Yep, you go for her. You win that. Junker Queen can die here. Yeah, because she has no supports around her. The only one she had was the Mercy, and obviously that didn't work out. I respect you trying to stop the res. A bit of an overextension, but that happens. The Mercy's here. Nice. You showed that Mei not to ult right in front of you. Good job. Oh, that was a pretty good bomb position. You put it out in the open where it cleared as many areas as possible. I'm not really worried about the timing on that one. That was kind of a weird timing to do it, but like it wasn't like a good or a bad one, you know? But the positioning was really good, so good job. That fight was kind of unfortunate. They just overrun you guys with ultimates. Right now, you want to be playing corners as much as possible. Like behind payload, behind the crates, behind everything, because they're going to focus you. The payload is near, but it still is not risk, you know. It's not worth the risk of risking your life. Your teammates most likely have that. Obviously, it's not good to rely fully on your teammates, but sometimes it's fine. Great first round. Good job, good job. Okay, so far what I've noticed is it seems like that first part of the game it seemed you like to be really upfront and like focus the tank a lot. That's not really D.Va's job to worry about that in that moment. Her job is to go for the people out of position. Go which at the very start, on the right, staircase, you could have helped protect your teammates while getting maybe even one or two picks in the process. That would be much better than focusing the tank. But other than that, I didn't see too many errors. I also like the Overwatch League skin. Good job. That's so cool.
I'm only guilty of stealing hearts.
Guess it's a good thing I'm heartless.
A mech as flashy as yours will show up on every radar.
That's just the way I like it.
I like what you're trying to do too. You're scouting ahead. That's nice. See, I didn't necessarily disagree with that since Ramatra is very, very low, but he's still kind of there because his supports are right behind him. They are forced to give up a lot of space though because of his low HP. Your teammates are honestly in pretty decent positions. You don't want to try to be brute force D.Va though. You want to be more flank of D.Va. Especially on Gibraltar, your biggest strength against these guys is that you have a bunch of mobility that they can't use. You can leverage that to what fight you want to take. Right now, the best course of action would be to take the high ground and try to direct their attention to you so your teammates can make a play. It was a good double kill, but remember that whenever it's a lost fight, there's not much use to ulting. For that one, just focusing the venture would have been better than the Ramatra. Nice job taking space, but some people like venture, you know, obviously their abilities can get them out of bad situations, so wait until you use your rockets. Wait till after they use their ability. There's also a medkit in that side room if you ever need it. Okay, other than the like the tank brute force, you know, focusing mode, the other things I would notice is that you got to, since you're playing D.Va, you got to use your mobility to your advantage. Like when people are out of position and making state mistakes, or even when they're not and they're in, you know, all grouped up together, when you take that high ground, it's not that you're going to be doing a lot of damage, it's that you're directing attention away from the front line, which is going to make it way easier for your team to make a play. Um, and then also, I didn't see you use corners enough to your advantage. When playing tank, corners are your best friend. They determine whether you die or not. There was plenty of times where I saw you and I just immediately knew that you had to go back to the corner, but you just stayed out in the open with like 100 HP left. Um, which honestly, that usually just comes with time. You'll get pretty good at that, like as the more you just play. But just remember that playing around corners, and I mean like really close corners almost all the time, especially with someone like D.Va, is always good. Unless you're doing like, I don't know, additional scouting and you know you won't die, right? But if you feel like you're going in like a 1v5 and you're going brute force D.Va, odds are they're gonna demech you very quickly. And the last thing you want to do as D.Va is get demeched. So like even sometimes that's why a lot of like other divas will use their ultimates as a place to get a second mech, because your ultimate is sometimes, especially like as you climb, you'll notice that your second life is more important than that ultimate. So you can use that as just, coming back to life. I wouldn't wait until the last minute to ult, but I'm just saying, like, if you start getting really low and you know there's no way to get out, you might as well go for a play, right? Um, Other than that, I actually it seemed pretty good. It seemed like you a lot of divas have a problem with chasing, and you actually did not really have a problem with chasing. There was plenty of times where you would go after somebody and you were really trying to take care of them before you got out. So a little bit of an overextension is not too bad. So I wouldn't worry about that. There was a few times where I saw that, but that just happens to the best of us. So I wouldn't worry about that. Just try to keep it in your mind. Another thing to focus on is your teammates a lot more. I did see you do that for your Bastion. That was really nice. But just remember sometimes when they're getting, attacked or dove or what's going on, like that venture from earlier, or maybe that somber on the right with that staircase. Remember, those are some times where you want to make sure that like the tank isn't even really threatening you. The other DPS in the team is threatening you, and you are a tank, so you're very tanky. But without your supports, you are nothing but a fly on the battlefield. So you got to make sure that they're almost like their wants and needs are more important than yours, because without you, they can still technically make plays because their DPS are there, or your DPS are there. But without them, you are not going to be alive very long. So think about it like that. But yeah, honestly, you made some pretty good plays, though. I'll give you that. Um, Definitely worth. I definitely think you have some potential in you. A lot of the stuff that I did see that I didn't mention just now that were good definitely showed signs of a higher elo player. So if you just focus on some of your weak suits that I mentioned, I know you're going to climb. So good job. Overall, good job. Especially knowing Gibraltar is D.Va's best map. Make sure to use her on this map all the time if possible. Anyway, um, thank you for using me as your Overwatch coach, and hope you enjoyed.